Hi everyone and welcome back to another edition of a Rat Plays Extra. Last month I covered Another Eden, The Cat Beyond Time and Space, absolute masterpiece of a game. This month, slightly different. This is Archaic Tank Warfare. I hope I've said that right because I've been known by a lot of people to say certain words incorrectly. It is what it is there. This is a physics heavy type warfare-ish type game. This is no World of Tanks. Let's just say that off the bat. This is no World of Tanks. This is offline only for now anyhow. No multiplayer, which means just like Another Eden, no pay to win BS or anything like that, or paywalls or anything like that. Nope, nothing like that whatsoever. For now it's single player only. Straight off the bat, I also want to say as well, this game is unfinished, but it's not early access game or anything like that. You can get it now on Android and it's available on iOS devices as well. It's a type of game where there's a long way to go before it's finished kind of thing. I want to say that straight away, and for some of you, you might be put off by that, but as it is right now in its current state, it's playable, put it this way. And I love it because, as you probably know me personally, I love tanks, especially World War II type tanks. And when I unlocked the Tiger tank in a game, which you see right now, I was going like that. I say the good points about the game first. Physics wise, it's great. You can like go into a tree and knock it over type thing. You can go in the settings and like change it where you don't do that, where they're just visible so that you don't see any trees at all, or you can turn off physics based stuff whatsoever. Oh hell no, I like physics on, so I made sure that was on. All the settings were on high as well, like shadows and graphics and stuff like that, because my phone can handle it, and it looks quite nice. It looks gorgeous even. Okay, not absolute spanking gorgeous, but for me personally it does look good. And as you can tell, there's the reflections from the sunlight and the shadows and that mush kind of thing. And the physics, like I said, is cool. You can like take a shot at a tank and you literally see its turret fly off, or the gun mantle fly off, or anything like that. It's really good. I love that. Trajectory wise and ballistics, it's not accurate, it's not historically accurate, and when you've like fired a shot, that it normally goes in a downward slope kind of thing, like it doesn't go straight across. So like for those really like authentic people out there who want ballistics to be perfect, look elsewhere because you're not going to find it here kind of thing. Apart from graphics, like I said, physics really good. I can't complain there. There's a good selection of tanks to choose from, and the game modes, which I'll get into in a bit, and there's an upgrade path as well. You can upgrade your tanks, a bit like War Thunder and World of Tanks, so you can like, not like research, but you can like upgrade your tanks as well. But again, like I said, I'll get to that in a minute. Just wanted to show off like one of the game modes, campaign, which is just basically just going to different like landscape and having to eliminate a certain number of tanks, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And as I promised, this is the upgrades part of the game where you can like research varieties upgrades into your tanks. Now at the start of the game you gain access to like an armoured car, Panzer IV, which is a medium tank, German, and KV-1, which was a Soviet heavy tank. And then as you progress, you gain access to more and more powerful tanks. In order to do that, there's XP, and you earn XP by getting kills in the various game modes. And because it's all offline, you always go fight against bots or with bots. The more powerful the vehicle you unlock, the more it will take to upgrade it. So when you get to the Tiger tank, which I've got, you will upgrade, as in get a skill point for every 5 levels you gain. So when you see your XP bar when you play max out, you need to max out 5 times before you get a skill point to buy upgrade. And you get upgrades like speed, gun traverse speed, armor penetration, and extra scope, stuff like that. And there's loads of different vehicles which I'm showing you right now. I've got the Tiger, then you gain access to a Tiger 2, M26 Persian, and then the KV2, stuff like that. It's a good selection of tanks. And then you've got like your game modes, Lone Wolf, when you're on your own against CPU opponents. Free for all, it's every man for himself. Assault, where it's basically capture the flag, where you got to defend a little area and with a flag, and make sure that you defeat all the enemies before they get your flag. And if they do, then you got to hunt down the flag carrier and destroy him before he captures your flag with their flag and wins, kind of thing, like CTF, like in the old school ways. I call it CTF because that's what it used to be called, CTF. But my personal favourite is King and Hill, which is this game mode. Basically, you start off one end of the map and the other team starts off at the other end. Then you got Converge in the middle, and in this hill where there's one lonely flag, and your team or the enemy team has to touch that flag and then hold the area for, I think it's 200 seconds. If like the enemy team wipes out your team and then captures the hill, basically the flag, then their score starts running down, and if it reaches 0 then they win. But if you do the reverse, what they're doing, so you kill them and then you hold the flag and run down the score, basically the time, into 0 seconds, then you win. So for me personally, that's my favourite game mode, because the AI is programmed to converge in the middle of the map onto this hill, including your team and the enemy team. So I found out that on some other game modes you got to hunt down the enemy, and because the maps are quite big, it might take a while to actually find your opponents. I think there's some certain rare upgrades on certain vehicles where you can have it where it will tell you where the last few opponents are, but that's only on very few vehicles. Apart from that, the only other time the game will tell you where your last opponent is on the minimap is when you're down to the last opponent. And because it's such a big map, it will take a while to actually find the last enemy. So that's this is the moment of the video where I'm going to get to the nitty gritty, as in the bad points, unfortunately. So that's one of my major complaints, is that it can take a while to find the last opponent on a map, because there's no indication where he is otherwise, or the last few opponents, until you get to the last one and it says, oh yeah, there he is on a little dot on the minimap, oh there he is, so I better go over there and kill him, kind of thing. Like I said, there is rare upgrade on certain tanks where it'll tell you where the last few opponents is, but it's still not enough for me personally. The other major thing about this game, which is a negative, is the sound. If I have to be frank with you, it's shite. The sound of the tanks when they move isn't really realistic at all. Like the Tiger tank doesn't sound like a Tiger tank, basically, or any other vehicle for that matter. You just hear this really droning like sound effect repeated over and over again when you move, which isn't very good. And other sounds as well. Some of them are better than others, but overall it has a lot to work to do before I would say it's really good. The other major disappointing thing about the game I found is the AI. It's shite. Again, as you can tell, like the AI can get stuck on like tank traps, as you just saw, or sometimes they see an enemy, but instead of like moving to the side of you to shoot, they're like firing from behind you, causing you damage. And there's been one time where I played a game where I was doing really well, and then the AI shoots me in my backside and I die, and I go, what the fuck, like that kind of thing. So yeah, the AI has to be improved a lot. And like I said, some gameplay modes are better than others. I personally would go for a King and Hill, which is this one, or Free for All, because at least on Free for All, the AI is trying to hunt down and destroy each other, not just you. The only time the AI will actively seek out another AI player if it sees them in the vicinity. If not, they just stand in their positions, and half the time you can just activate your scope and just snipe them and then hunt down the last few. But it's still a great way to rack up a lot of XP, that game mode. Second choice, of course, is King of the Hill, because I love this game mode because, like I said, they're all converge in one area, so it's easy to crank up the kills, and you don't have to actively seek out the last few remaining tanks kind of thing, which can take a while. So if like the sound, the AI and the gameplay modes get improved, and maybe even the ballistics of the vehicles, then I reckon this game will like shoot up there and become really, really good. But as it stands at the minute, it's not too bad, and it's completely free. And like I mentioned near the beginning, there's no microtransactions or pay to win or anything like that whatsoever. The only thing that is kind of a negative is that there is some ads in the game. But I played offline for the purpose of this impressions video. But I still got some XP, which wasn't too bad. But as you can tell, I didn't have enough to upgrade the Tiger tank, unfortunately. It is half upgraded, which isn't too bad. You can make a profile, but for some reason I can't edit it where I can put my name in. It's like a bug. There are a few bugs in the game, but nothing groundbreaking. I'm on level 221, so I'm doing alright there, aren't I? If you're achievement hunter, you're going to be disappointed. There are no Google Play achievements whatsoever, but it does save you progress, which is good, so I like that. So overall, good game, shows a lot of promise, has a lot of potential. If you're a tank fanatic, check it out, you won't be disappointed. You got nothing to lose because it's free. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.